Hi Heidi, how you doing?
Oh, Nicola, I'm so good. How are you?
I'm very good. It looks like you've got the golden sun shining right onto your face there.
Thank God. How are you? What's going on over there?
Yeah, I'm good. I've not long finished a workout. I usually work out at lunchtime and it's like 5 p.m. here, but I had a late workout today because I had some calls. And so, yeah, I'm just still in the gym gear, just, getting back into it.
Good for you.
Which brings us, nicely on to today's topic, which last week we said we were going to talk about because last week we were talking about working out and some of the struggles people have when they're setting goals and maybe setting too big a goal or not having any goals at all. And we kind of somehow, I can't remember how we navigated to the rest piece. So we said this would be a really good topic to talk about today because I think it's something we've experienced for ourselves and definitely hear from other people a lot. For different reasons, which, there's a couple of things I was thinking I wanted to share on this today. So, like, where are you at with rest and kind of how's it played out in your life through your fitness and health journey?
Oh man, planning rest for me is super important, but I think that the number one thing that I have come to learn for myself is that rest doesn't have to mean sitting on the couch all day. you know, Especially in Idaho, I'm surrounded by so much nature here. So a lot of times, especially as it's warming up, an active rest day can be getting outside and going for a little hike with my dog or something like that. Or even just like rolling out my muscles or stretching. But it always, I think, helps me stay consistent with the routine if I plan to do something but I'm resting my muscles in that way. What about you?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think here we're talking specifically about rest and recovery from physical exercise, aren't we? From the fitness side of things. So I'm probably not as good as you at this, and it's something I have been aware of. And I definitely struggled more with it in the past when I had, shall we say, less of a healthy relationship with exercise, when I was using exercise really as a sticky plaster to try and fix some of the other health challenges I had in my life. And so I felt guilty if I missed an exercise session or didn't do exercise for a day. I had this mindset that it was kind of, all or nothing. It was very heavy, focused on high intensity exercise and kind of blasting it every day. That was the mentality I had. And I do think probably about 10, 15 years ago, even as recent as a few years ago, that was the perception for many people, wasn't it? It was like, you get in the gym, it's high intensity, it's the CrossFit, the box type training, and it's go, go, go. And so for me, it was something that just didn't enter my workout planning. It was like, try and work out if you can at least 6 days a week. So now, obviously, I'm more knowledgeable about that and I have a much better relationship with why I'm trying to work out and what it does in, my overall health toolkit. But I probably don't plan as much rest as I should. I do actually plan what I'm going to do each week quite loosely. So I might say, like Monday's just a body weight hit, Tuesday's spin. And that's I look at my calendar to help plan out what I'm going to do each day. And I always have a day that I do plan a walk in. So I'm like you, I'm active still, but I do think maybe I need to do more of the kind of recovery type movement, like the stretching, the rolling it out, or having maybe an extra day where there isn't really the strength side of things. I'm conscious of not doing too many workouts with weights too frequently. So it's something that, like we say, we're real, we're human, we struggle with.
Yeah.
And actually, I wanted to ask you about this because this is something that, I'm saying I've struggled with. And I say this with other people as well who we work with and hear from where, they're maybe more at the start of their fitness and exercise journey. And, time's often an issue for many people when it comes to working out. And so, they're struggling to find a way to fit the exercise in. And then to add on top of that, intentional recovery type movement can just seem way too big, can't it? So I just wondered if you'd had any experience of that with your clients or just people you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that when you start to understand how the body works, it makes it a little bit easier to come to terms with working rest into that routine, because especially when it comes to building muscle, as you know, we're not actually building muscle when we're lifting weights, right? You're actually tearing your muscle down. I just listened to a podcast yesterday and it was a researcher in the space, and he's like, actually, you know, if you looked at working out just under a microscope, like that snapshot, it kind of looks like it's a bad idea because it's breaking your muscles down. But then when we rest, we allow our body to repair itself, and then that's when your muscle grows, right? And so I think that is something that we just really need to internalize, is any improvement that we're trying to seek, not just muscular growth, is going to happen when we're resting. Like, that's when your body's really able to take advantage of everything that you've been doing, even all like the, you know, the nutrients that you've been putting in your body. That's when all these interactions can come together to help grow your muscles or improve your health in whatever way you're looking to do so. So I think when you are able to view it that way, as a part of your workout routine rather than adding it onto your routine, it feels less stressful. And another thing that I really wanted to just make sure to bring up was how important that is, for even more so for women who are like getting into menopause and you know, later stages of life. Your body really needs more time to recover and rest, not just for injury prevention. I mean, injury prevention is a huge part of it, but also just to actually achieve those goals you're seeking.
Yeah, and that's something that I have become very conscious of, and I've been learning more about it because I am at that stage of my life. And, you know, I might have called this out last week, that I've had to rethink some of the way I work out. I do enjoy higher intensity type workouts, but I can't do those all of the time in the way that I used to. I used to do a lot of body weight only type HIIT. Now I do enjoy much more of the strength resistance type ones, which are at a slow pace. Yes, they're very strenuous for your body, but they're not as high impact, you know, with the jumping and the impact to especially your knees and hips. And something else, which again, a lot of women do struggle with this, and at this stage of their life, it's really important. You know, they're so focused on weight loss in a lot of cases, so they go all in. They want to exercise as much as possible, as hard as possible, sweat as much as they can to lose that weight. But when you are perimenopausal and postmenopause, that's not how you lose weight. You could actually be hindering your weight loss, can't you? So you do need to adjust, and it's not always the same for everyone either, which makes it more complicated. But generally, yeah, that same really high impact, high heart rate type of workout isn't as effective, you know, mid-40s, especially over 50s. So you need to change. And I think that brings us nicely on to something I want to mention about, you know, this rest and recovery, which again, I've been trying to think about doing, is how to still move, but to move in a different way. So through like Pilates or yoga, or if someone enjoys swimming, you know, something that you could do at a slower pace that's more for enjoyment, to still get the movement, because I'm very much about moving your body every day, but just not doing it in the full sense of a workout and you know, having that repetitiveness potentially damaging some of your muscles and joints and goals that you have.
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, I think one that gets overlooked all the time and is pretty easily accessible to most people is bike rides. Like, get on your bike and go for a ride in your neighborhood. Like, it doesn't even need to be some big ordeal, but it's a low impact way to move your body, get outside, or even if you get on a stationary bike at the gym, if it's freezing or raining or something outside, it's low impact. It allows you to move your body, and it's going to also allow you to continue that rest period. But that and foam rolling is one of my favorites. And I love showing my clients foam rolling at the gym because so many of them aren't familiar with it. And as soon as they start rolling the muscles out, they're like, oh, this is amazing. It feels so good, you know, and it really helps with so many muscular imbalances and just across the board, like self-myofascial release is a fantastic thing to do. But what's your favorite way?
Probably walking for me. I do have the foam roller and I'm not very disciplined at using it. When I used to work at Nike, we used to sometimes do full sessions just on the foam roller. And the pain, you know, oh my God, when you do it over your calves or your lower back and glutes especially. Yeah. So yeah, I should do more of that. And I have just been working out, and I was thinking about at the end, I always stretch, and how so many people hold a stretch for literally like 4 or 5 seconds. So if you're listening to this, think, and maybe that's you, count it, because it can feel like you're in the stretch for a while and it's literally seconds, where really we should be holding that stretch for a minimum 30 seconds, 45, 60. And it's, you know, easy to just get to the end and go, that's it, I'm done, and I'm just going to do a few stretches or none at all and rush through it really quick. So, you know, that's an area where I do try to just make sure I spend a good 5 minutes stretching out at the end. But yeah, I love walking. For me, it's getting outside, and this morning I just went out, not even 20 minutes with my daughter. It was really, really sunny, but very cold and frosty. Lovely walk to set the day up before I started work. And I find that's something for me which can, when I'm feeling a bit tight, can just help to ease off some muscle aches and pains as well.
That's so nice. And I love that you did it with your daughter. And I mean, it's something you could go do with a friend, you know, like get that community component in as well. Like, I'm all about trying to, you know, like stack things. So like do them all at the same time, sort of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because you know, then it can feel less overwhelming. So it's like, if you want to see your friends and you want to be healthy, do a healthy activity with your friends, you know? So, yeah, I think walking is a great one that also is very, very overlooked. People don't think that, oh, I'm not doing anything, I'm just walking. No, like walking is really, really good for you. And again, low impact, restful, and a great way to go about things. So what's your rest activity you're going to do this week?
Oh, good question. Well, I'm actually going on a walk tomorrow lunchtime with a friend who I used to work with, and we probably only meet for a walk every 2 months. So we'll have a nice lunchtime walk along the river. It's very green and fresh, and swans on the river and so on. So yeah, I think that's going to be my thing this week. It's a short week with Easter. We obviously have quite a long bank holiday, so a shorter working week, and I want to make sure I get in a strength training and a spin session, but definitely a walk, and then just to try and do a little bit of, I'm not saying meditation, but maybe some breath work as well. That's a good thing for me. I am still trying to build that as a habit. But even if it's just a 5-10 minute one in the day, just as a way for that mental rest, because I'm not very good at that. And I hear a lot of people struggle with that as well, you know, that switching off. Even if you think, well, I'm resting because I'm watching the TV, your mind isn't really resting. So yeah, I'm going to try and do, you know, that each day this week as well. That's
a fantastic point. You've got to rest, just like your body. I mean, we've got that monkey mind that's just constantly, you know, it's like you've got to calm it down. So important. So important.
Yeah. So how about you? What are you going to do this week?
Oh, I'm definitely getting some hot yoga in this week. That's one of my favorite ways to rest, especially the place that I go. They have a signature series. They do it the same time, or the same way every time. So I can go, I don't have to look around and wonder what I'm supposed to be doing. I just flow through it. I move my body in an easy way. My mind is like quite quiet because I'm not, you know, stressed out about what I'm supposed to be doing. It's a really, really restful activity for me, and I love it. So I'll be doing that.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well, you enjoy. It's nice if you can get into it, because I'm still at the stage with yoga where I literally have to be at the front watching everything the instructor does.
Yeah, I mean, it's depending on where I go, I am also in the same boat. So, anyways, yeah, well, I hope you have a restful week and a restful holiday, and I'll see you next Sunday.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, Heidi. Bye.